chosen ones? If this message has reached you, it's not random, it's divine alignment. I want you to pause for just a moment before you hear another word and comment below. God never forgot me. Because this right here is your confirmation. This message isn't just another video you stumbled upon while scrolling late at night. It's a whisper from heaven crafted precisely for the soul that has endured too much in silence. For the one who smiled through storms, been passed over even when they gave their all, the one who cried into their pillow where no one could see, and still got up like nothing happened, God sees you. And this time, He's not just watching, He's moving. Because being silenced doesn't mean being weak, it means you carry something too powerful to be exposed prematurely. You weren't ignored because you lacked value, you were ignored because your presence disturbed spirits that weren't aligned with your assignment. People left you, but it was orchestrated. Doors closed, but they were divinely sealed. Relationships ended, but heaven was protecting you from agreements that would have delayed your calling. It's hard, I know. The loneliness, the confusion, the echo of your own prayers bouncing off walls that felt like they weren't listening, but God was never absent. Not for one moment. Psalm 56 verse 8 says, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle." That means every single tear, even the one that slid down your cheek without a sound, was noticed and remembered by God. You were never invisible to heaven. You were hidden, for your protection, for your preparation, and for your promotion. Hidden doesn't mean forgotten. Hidden means preserved. God hides His most powerful weapons until the appointed time. And chosen one, your time is approaching faster than you realize. Have you noticed how the enemy tried to shut your mouth? How every time you were close to speaking your truth, you felt attacked, discouraged, or suddenly uncertain? That's because your voice is a weapon. Your story holds healing. Your words carry breakthrough. And the enemy knew that if you ever embraced who you truly are, you would tear down strongholds just by opening your mouth. That's why the attacks came heavy. That's why you were betrayed, misunderstood, overlooked. But the pain was not in vain. It was the pressing that produced the oil. It was the crushing that revealed the anointing. God allowed it so He could build you in silence and reveal you in strength. Some of the people who ignored you were sent to you to teach discernment. Some of the situations that silenced you were lessons in divine timing. You're not late. You're not forgotten. You're being launched. And when God launches you, no one can stop it. Isaiah 60 verse 22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." So stop questioning your worth based on people who couldn't recognize your value. Stop measuring your impact by rooms that refuse to let you in. God is about to make you a voice in places that tried to mute you. The very ones who dismissed you are going to witness your rise. Not because you want revenge, but because God will use your story to bring Him glory. But let me tell you something important. This next move is not about being loud, it's about being light. The glow that's coming on your life will speak louder than anything you could post or prove. God is raising you as an example, not to shame others, but to show what happens when someone stays faithful even when no one claps for them. Your reward is not just in heaven, it's starting here on earth. But the reward is not just platforms, people, or possessions, it's peace. It's the kind of peace that silences anxiety. It's the peace that reminds you who you are even when others try to reduce you. It's the peace that says, "I don't need validation from them when I have affirmation from Him." Because your identity was never found in how many people liked you. It was found in the one who formed you. Psalm 139 verses 13 to 14 says, "You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made." You're not a mistake. You're not an afterthought. You're a masterpiece under divine construction. And the silence you endured is about to break into a sound of favor, restoration, and divine acceleration. God is about to redeem the years you thought were wasted. He's about to restore the dignity you thought was stolen. He's about to lift you in ways that don't even make sense to those who thought you were finished. But He needs your heart to be in the right place. Not bitter. Not revengeful. Not performative. Pure. That's the vessel He blesses. So if you're still here, still watching, still listening, then God is not finished with you. In fact, He's just getting started. You didn't survive all that pain to return to who you were. You survived because God is preparing to introduce you to who you really are. And you are going to shine, not because of followers, not because of fame, but because of faithfulness. Your silence wasn't wasted. It was sacred. It was the place where God whispered destiny into your soul. It was the place where He laid the blueprint of your next level. And now, He's saying, get ready. Because your voice is coming back, your power is rising, and your impact will echo far beyond what you ever imagined. If you believe that this word was for you, I want you to take 10 seconds and comment. I'm still here, and God's not done with me. So you seal this in your spirit. Because in part 2, we're going deeper into how this divine season is about to shift, how your restoration will not only be personal but public, and how what the enemy meant for harm, God is turning into holy fire for your calling. You've come too far to give up now. Part 2 is where the fire begins. You're about to find out exactly why God kept you hidden this long. So here you are, still standing, still listening, still waiting for that breakthrough you've silently prayed for, and guess what? That stillness is not weakness, it's spiritual maturity. And God honors that. You didn't lash out when you were betrayed. You didn't expose those who hurt you. You didn't curse those who misunderstood you. Instead, you wept in secret, praised in the pain, and kept serving with no spotlight. And now, God is saying, the ones who stayed faithful in the furnace are the ones I'm lifting in the fire. This season is not about public applause, it's about divine appointment. Many people saw your struggle but missed your strength. They saw your setbacks but missed your surrender. They judged the visible and missed the spiritual. But God saw it all, and now heaven is aligning something so powerful, it will shake everything around you. Isaiah 43 verse 19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" You see, that's what's happening right now. God is birthing a new thing through your pain. That silent season wasn't empty. It was divine pregnancy. You were carrying something. And now the labor pains have started. Every tear, every betrayal, every rejection was part of the contraction process. You're not being broken down, you're being birthed into purpose. People left because they couldn't carry the weight of your calling. Opportunities passed because they weren't part of the assignment. God was not punishing you, He was pruning you. And now, He's positioning you. Don't mistake the silence of others for the silence of God. He was speaking the whole time. In dreams, in delays, in divine disconnections, God was shouting direction through every no. And that's why you're still here. Because your destiny doesn't depend on their approval. It depends on your obedience. Some of you were silenced by fear. Others by trauma. Some by spiritual warfare so deep it felt like drowning in shadows. But God is calling your voice back. Your real voice, the one that echoes with power, conviction, healing. The voice that carries truth, soaked in grace, rooted in heaven. Because your story isn't just survival, it's sacred strategy. Romans 8 verse 18 says, "The pain you've been feeling can't compare to the joy that's coming." That's not just a promise, it's a preview. You've been trained in private for a public assignment. You weren't ignored by heaven, you were incubated. God kept you hidden to strengthen your roots. Because when the spotlight hits a tree with shallow roots, it falls. But your roots are deep now, deeper than betrayal, deeper than heartbreak, deeper than the silence. You've developed endurance. And now, the winds that were sent to knock you down will carry your voice further than you ever dreamed. I know it hurt. I know the nights were heavy. I know it felt unfair. But you didn't waste it. You worshiped through it. You cried, but you never cursed God. You questioned, but you never quit. And that's why the shift is here. That's why the heavens are moving. Because when God sees a vessel that remains faithful under fire, He marks it for glory. And that's who you are, marked, set apart, called, anointed. Not to impress, but to impact. You're rising, not in arrogance, but in authority. Not with bitterness, but with boldness. Not with revenge, but with revelation. This next level is about presence, not performance. And your presence is going to heal rooms you once cried in. Your words will reach people who once rejected you. And your life will become the proof that God never forgets those who are overlooked. But here's the instruction: don't forget God in your victory. Stay grounded. Stay grateful. Keep your heart pure and your motives holy. Because He's not just elevating your status, He's entrusting you with souls. You will be a walking testimony, a spiritual lighthouse, a vessel of divine light in a world drowning in counterfeit validation. And here's where it gets real. Some of the same people who silenced you will now need your voice. Don't return evil for evil. Return wisdom. Return prayer. Return purpose. Because vengeance is the Lord's, and victory is yours. 1 Peter 5 verse 10 says, "After you have suffered a little while, God Himself will restore you and make you strong, firm and steadfast." That's the season you're in, restoration. Not just physical, but spiritual, emotional, relational. God is sending divine connections to replace toxic ones. He's giving you rest for your soul. He's breathing new life into dreams you thought had died. And yes, He's silencing the enemy, not with a sword, but with your success. You won't need to argue. You won't need to explain. The favor on your life will speak louder than any accusation. The glow on your spirit will outshine every shadow of doubt. So, before this video ends, I need you to do something prophetic. Comment below. God didn't forget me, and I won't forget Him. Seal it. Declare it. Let the enemy know you're still here, still chosen, and still covered by the Most High. Because this isn't the end of your story, it's the unveiling. This is the moment God turns the volume up on your voice. The moment heaven amplifies what hell tried to mute. And trust me, your next chapter is about to become someone else's survival manual. God didn't let you break because He planned to use your scars to build bridges. So walk in the authority of the one who was silenced, ignored, and forgotten by people, but never by the one who created you. You are remembered. You are restored. And you are ready. This is your time.